Oh, hi there! Today we will be finally taking on the inside of Reversal Mountain. In between videos, I did get my hands on a Skarmory. It's female because I got tired of waiting for finding a Skarmory. I can only sit and look for wild Pokemon for so long before I get bored. I have more important things to do than care about the gender of which Skarmory I use, but it does have the sturdy ability, thankfully. Normally I'd say Keen Eye is better, but now that they changed sturdy, it is much, much better. Fly, Steel Wing, Spikes, Air Cutter are the current moves. I did level it up to level 40, so it is on par with the rest of my team. Whoops, no, don't ride the bike. Anyways, Reversal Mountain. Now, before I even begin, major note. Reversal Mountain is different depending on if you're playing Black 2 or White 2. If it's Black 2, it's kind of like a dormant area that's just a mountain. If it's White 2, then you're like walking through an active volcano, and I question how insane everyone is in this place for being inside of an active volcano. Like, it's so weird. So the two areas are different to some extent. Now, I'm only going to be covering the Black 2 version. White 2, I actually found White 2 to be far more easier to find my way through. Just because of the way it's more linear. Black 2's version has you kind of backtrack after going one direction. So I'm going to just be covering Black 2. White 2 is, for the most part, similar. A lot of the same trainers, most of the items are the same, and generally speaking, you'll recognize the same area, like the same things in the same areas. Now, you do get Bianca to tag along with you, so after every battle, your Pokemon will be fully healed, and Bianca will assist you in any double battles that you may come across. So if you want to train Pokemon, this is a great place to do it because you'll be healed after every single battle. I apologize in advance if I'm a little bit lost in this place. I've played the White 2 version of this game way more than I have the Black 2 version. So this is like my third time maybe going through this place. I'm not even sure. I think I know where everything's at though. Anyways, I'm actually glad that I'm covering the walkthrough in I'm not a fan of volcanoes. Like, that whole concept, like, I know in one of the last videos I asked what's your biggest fears. Volcanoes aren't my biggest fear, but I'm not a fan at all. And like I said, I just don't understand how everyone could be in this place when it's an active volcano. Are you out of your mind? Like, don't you care about living? Aren't you hot in here, wearing these warm clothes, and people are weird. Anyways, this is an example of the double battles I was talking about where Bianca will tag along with you. It's actually a lot like 3rd gen where you can talk to one trainer and fight them individually, but if you walk in between them and trigger both of their battles, then it'll be a double battle. Bianca will also fight alongside you with the Musharana, level 40, and I believe if they get knocked out, it's a Mindfu and a Stoutland? I think it's Stoutland, I can't remember which evolution it is. And those are both level 38. And like I said, she heals you up after every battle, so this is a relatively simple place to get through. If you head over here, you can grab a Hyper Potion. There's obviously a hidden blue shard. This place has a lot of split paths. Same goes for the White 2 version as well. So you might get a little bit lost, but for the most part, it's not impossible to find your way through this place. If you head south, you can come out, and this will actually show you the outside of Reversal Mountain. And you probably saw these items earlier, and you're like, how do I get them? Well, here you go. Escape rope and a smoke ball. Smoke ball is a hold item that will allow you to run away from any wild Pokemon in battle, regardless of the circumstances. Sometimes you can't run away because you're underleveled like me all the time. And then you're too slow to actually run from the battle, and then you fail 3 times to run. You know, I completely forgot to mention this in the last video, but you can obtain Vennett in that strange house place. I don't know why I forgot that. Probably because it's not a good Pokemon. It's the evolved form of Shuppet. It's a pure ghost type. And I really wish it was a better Pokemon, because I actually like Shuppet a lot, but it's unfortunately very underpowered compared to some of the ghost-type Pokemon you could obtain. Trust me, you're better off going with something else. I just feel that Shuppet is really on the poor side in terms of strength. Only use it if you absolutely love the Pokemon to death. Anyways, Bianca's going to point out this area, and this is where a certain Pokemon named Heatran will be. It's a legendary Pokemon, obviously. It was originally in 4th gen. Again, this is an after-game Pokemon that you can come back and obtain. You'll need a Magma Rock to obtain it and make it appear. There's also, on the topic of wild Pokemon, there's actually no new wild Pokemon in Reversal Mountain to talk about. So, yeah, and there is a doctor here. You don't necessarily need to fight him, because you don't really need him to heal your Pokemon. But if you ever come back here to Reversal Mountain, you may want him, because Bianca won't be with you forever. And you can also use it if you come back to catch Heatran. Yay! All the hills. Healed twice, even though I didn't need it. If you head over here, you can grab the TM69 Rock Polish. It's not really a good move at all. It raises the speed of your Pokemon 2 stages. That's what I wanted to say. Not really good of a move. Unless you have a really slow Pokemon that you want to teach it, but I don't really like those kind of moves, but that's just me. Okay, after fighting the random girl, you could head up this way. And this is also another dead end. You can grab a revive up here. And then head way back down. Whoops. That item's on the other side. Has to be. I should mention this. I don't think I ever mentioned it. If you walk on swirling parts of dust, sometimes they contain shards. How a shard magically appears in a swirly cloud of dust is beyond me, but it is worth pointing out. Anyways, after that, you'll notice that it is yet another dead end, so we have to backtrack, and this is what I was talking about. This is probably the biggest difference between Black 2 and White 2. There isn't backtracking quite to this extent in the White 2 version of this place. Oh my goodness. This game is trolling me hardcore right now. Anyways, over here we can fight. See, backpackers. They are backpacking. Yay. I don't care about your Pokemon, Bianca. Just knock them all out with Surf. Everybody will die. Grab a power point up there, and we can head on over to fight yet another double battle, this time against Ace Trainers. You see those pointy stones? What about them? With that battle completed, you can drop down this way and, oops, move, Bianca, you're standing on a calcium. I need that calcium. You don't understand. You don't understand. If you head over here, you can find the scientists. They won't actually fight you. They're like, hey, you look like someone who wants to catch them all. Blah, 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 blah. I butchered that statement. You look like someone who wants to catch them all. And therefore, he will give you the TM-54, False Swipe. If you want to catch them all, this is the TM for you. It leaves a Pokemon with only 1 hit point. Perfect for catching Pokemon, because, you know, it just would be too inhumane to throw a Pokeball after you knock a Pokemon out. That doesn't make sense, even though they do that in the anime. If you head down here, you'll find the little basement room of this place. You can grab a water gem on here. In White 2, it'll be a man, I cannot talk straight. A fire gem. And then we can fight this guy here. On a scale of 1 to I hate you, that was go burn in a fiery pit of flames of irritatingness. Why would you keep using rest when you know you're just gonna die? I hate when battles are stalled out way longer than they have to be. You can grab a toxic orb there. It's a flame orb in White 2. Oh my goodness, this is so irritating. There was actually a long time ago when I actually still did Wi-Fi battles and stuff. I had a Wi-Fi battle that lasted like an hour and a half. It was really ridiculous because it was like a stall fest. I think the person couldn't kill my Skarmory and I couldn't kill them. Anyways, that's finally the end of Reversal Mountain. You can tell Bianca that you can part ways, and we can leave. Thank you, and good night.